Dear students, let us continue with the next topics of Unit 3, and as we have seen in 3.1 and 2 how semantic network will be useful for information retrieval, means how meaning is affecting my retrieval process, that we have seen. Now in this video we are going to see how we are going to make use of parser for information retrieval. So first let us see what do you mean by parsing. Now, what is the definition of the parsing? Parsing is the process of analyzing a string of symbols. Now, user will give the query in the form of generally most of the queries will be given using the text only, but sometimes there will be symbols also. So, you have to break them and you will get the tokens, and these tokens will be passed by the parser and the next process will be continued. Now, here parsing is a process of analyzing string of symbols such as a text or data, means whatever is the user query, that text will be analyzed. But how we are analyzing? Here you have to follow regular expression rules as well as some grammar rules. You know CFG, that is what the context free grammar. So those rules we have to follow, and we have to convert whatever is the text by following this rule after analysis into a useful structure. Now we know that there will be any kind of user, and mostly user will pose the query in search engine using the natural language. So here parsing is a part of natural language processing. It is a module of natural language processing. Okay. Now here what we have to do, sentence parsing. Now what do you mean by sentence parsing? In sentence parsing, what we are doing, we are analyzing the whole sentence. Whatever is the user query, that whole query will be analyzed, as well as the phrases in the human language to understand their grammatical structure. So once our system is trained by some of the queries or by some of the documents, means how the words are generally one after another. If this structure is understood, then we can form the grammatical rules, so that rules will be applied on the next upcoming query, or that rules will be applied on next documents in our corpus. So this often involves breaking a sentence into parts like the part of speech we are using. So what parts we are using here? Nouns, verbs, adjective, etc. And we are understanding their relationship. So here how the noun is followed by verb, or after verb what we are using, whether we are using any proverb or any adjective is there before noun. So if you understand this structure in a user query which is expressed in a natural language, then you will form a rule, and based on that rule you will try to retrieve the data to the user. Okay. Now another kind of the parsing is what? Dependency parsing. It is also a specific form of the parsing where you are trying to understand the dependency. Now what is that dependency? The words inside your text are related to each other. They are dependent on each other. For example, artificial. When I say artificial, immediately you will say artificial intelligence. Okay. So like that intelligence is related with the artificial. So that dependency I am trying to analyze in dependency parsing. Now this is generally a block diagram of the parser. Already you are familiar with it due to compiler design subject. Okay. And here now listen, user will input query. Okay. And even if you want to train your information retrieval system, you will input the document. So these are the two kinds of the input you are giving to your lexical analyzer. Now what lexical analyzer will do it? It will divide your data into parts. It will break your data into parts and it will give me token. Okay. Now one by one this token, one by one part of your query or document should go as a input to parser. Actually what is the meaning of parse? Part, which will take the part as a input and generate the tree as a output. Now here what the parser is doing, it is constructing a symbol table, or it will refer the already existing symbol table and it will generate a parse tree. So in that parse tree you can see the dependency between the different tokens that are inputted to your parser. Okay. And then what you are doing, to the front end, immediately the representation will be given. Means by using this part tree, the corresponding documents will be retrieved and these documents will be returned as a result to your front end. Okay. Now, how we are using the parsing information retrieval? In the context of information retrieval, parsing is a process which is referred as analyzing and processing the input data. Now, here input data is what? Query or the document. Document is already existed in my corpus. Now, I will analyze that document and give some representation. Now, the next input is what? Query. Okay, that query is also analyzed and processed. Now, why I am applying parsing? The main aim behind parsing is what? I want to extract meaningful components. Okay, I want to do the semantic networking in my parsing. That semantic means what? Meaning. I am trying to understand the meaning, what exactly user want to retrieve. Okay, that is efficiently used for searching, indexing as well as retrieving the information. Now, why I should keep in mind here the meaning of a particular component of the query or a particular line in a document? Because unless and until I understand what exactly user want to search, I can't retrieve the correct results to the user. I want to improve my relevance of the result with the user requirement. Okay, so the relevance feedback will be good. Okay. Now, this is a crucial step ensuring that IR system can understand and process the information correctly. Whatever information available in my document will be processed correctly only when I understand the meaning of the user query, so that the correct results will be returned to the user and the relevance feedback will be more in that case. Okay. Now, what are the steps in your parsing? Means if you want to apply the parsing in information retrieval, then what are the steps you are having? The first one, you should understand user query. Now, here what is happening? Already you have a document with you in your corpus. Okay. Now, user want to search something. User will pose the query. That query you have to understand. Then what is the first step in it? Tokenization. Tokenization means what? Break it into the parts. Split it. Okay. Now, for example, best programming language. If the user is giving the query as best programming language, then in that case, how I will divide it into the tokens? Best programming languages. 3 tokens I have got. Okay. Now, who is used as a splitting character here? The space is used as a splitting character here. Okay. So, that is what means you have to train your system that space should be used as a separator. This is what known as a context free grammar. Okay. Now, the next one is what? Query expansion. What we are doing here, listen. Expanding the query to include the synonyms. Already we have learned in the previous units that if you include synonyms of your query terms, then the retrieval will be more easier, more relevant documents will be retrieved. And here what we are doing, we want to improve the retrieval results. Okay. Means if user is giving the query as a buy, then what I am including? Purchase or order as its synonyms. Okay. Now, the next one is what? Stop words. Stop words are not playing any role in my retrieval process. So, simply I will remove the stop words like the, is, in. Such common words will be removed. Now, the next one is what? Stemming or lemmonization. Means what here we are doing is reducing the words to their root or the base form. For example, means the more original form. Running is there. So, what I am making it? Run. Okay. Better becomes good. Means why we are doing it? Because we may have more documents with these terms. Okay. Now, the next one is what? Identifying the phrases. Yes. Means always it is not the case that you will do your search process using the single term. Sometimes you have to go with the phrases also. The phrases may contain the multiple words. Okay. So, here we are identifying the phrases. Means it is not a single entity. It is a combination of the words. So, this is all we are doing in the query parsing. Means these are the steps of your query parsing. Okay. Now, the next one is what? Document parsing. What we are doing in the document parsing? We are trying to extract the information from the documents. Okay. Now here again the same process, that is what the tokenization. Now listen, query is given by the user. Okay, the query is given by user while the document is in our corpus. If we want to match both should have the same type of the representation. So that's what I am trying to do here, that I am dividing the terms of my document. Okay. The next one is what? Metadata parsing. Here I am trying to extract the information which is useful from my document. Okay, so that the search ranking will be more, so that the relevance feedback will be good. Okay, and the non-relevant content I am trying to remove. Okay, for example, most of the documents will, most of the web pages will have the HTML tags. These are not useful to me, so simply remove it. Okay, so these are some of the steps of your document parsing. Now, the next step, build the index. Index is such a process in your information retrieval system which will make the search easier. Okay, and it will be more relevant. So index is a very useful data structure that will help me for information retrieval. Now how you can create the index? Once user will post the query, there is index for your document as well as for your query. How? Okay. Now generally the index used is called as a inverted index. Now what it is said, it is a common data structure in IR system and which maps the terms, tokens to the list of the documents which they appear. Means I am trying to map the terms in my query to the available documents. Okay, and this allows a fast retrieval, and that retrieval of the documents which are containing the query terms. Okay. Now how we are forming the index? Listen, in document 1 I am having these 7 to 8 terms. Okay, and in document 2 I am having the 6 terms. Now I will make a list of all the terms. Okay, now the word is existing in document 1 as well as document 2. So like that mapping I should do. So this data structure is known as a inverted index. Okay. Quick is existing only in the document 1. So give it in document 1 only. Now over, which is also existing only in the document 1. So I will note down there as a document 1 only. Okay. Now how you are handling the advanced queries? Queries, those are containing the complex terms. How you are going to handle it? Now here what we are doing is Boolean queries. Okay. Means what do you mean by advanced queries? The queries which are having this term. The first one is which are using the Boolean words. What are the Boolean words? And, or, not. Okay. The next one is what? The queries which are containing the phrases. Means it is not a single term query, which is containing more than one word. Then the next one is what? To handle the advanced query, ranking is most important. Means how you are representing your document using the TF IDF structure, that is a term frequency and inverse document frequency. So using these techniques you are trying to rank your document. Okay. Now what is the example of parsing? Means by applying all these steps, how I am going to use parsing technique for information retrieval. Now let us say user has submitted the query best programming languages for AI. After tokenization I will get the single word. Okay, that is the best programming languages for AI. Then stop word I have to remove. Now here for is a word which is not affecting my search process. Okay, there is no use of for. Simply I will remove it. Then stemming and lemmatization. Now instead of AI, if I use artificial intelligence, then my search process will be more effective. So in the stemming or lemmatization process, I am replacing AI by artificial intelligence. Now index lookup. Okay, as I told you, for every document index is built. Okay, so using these words, I will construct a inverted index. That is my data structure, that is a table, the mapping table. Means these terms are existing in which document, that list I will do. Okay, and then ranking and retrieval means what? The documents are ranked based on the relevance. So this index will help me to rank my document, and which will give me a useful input for the retrieval. Okay, so this is all about what do you mean by parsing and how we can use it in information retrieval. Thank you.